Good news for the Sixers. They get the lowly Pistons tonight. It's not all sunny in Philadelphia since James Harden won his first 5 games with the Sixers after joining the team. Over his last 11 games played, the team is now 6-5 and lost their last 2 with Harden shooting under 40% from the field. Perk and Harry back here with me. Oh, big perk, big perk, big perk. I just want to know, do you have any concerns, sir, about James Harden come postseason, playoff basketball, which you are very familiar with?
You know what, Molly? The one thing that I hate to look is dumb, okay? And I done came on here and I done said that James Harden and Joel Embiid could possibly be the next version of Kobe and Shaq. And Joel Embiid has lived up to that thus far. Now, I know we haven't started the postseason, but James Harden hasn't. And look, we all know what James Harden is capable of doing. We watched him lead the league in scoring for, consecutive years while he was in Houston. We watch him, win the MVP. But do I have concern? Hell yeah. And let me tell you why. I'm not the only person that's in the NBA world that have concerns about James Harden. When you talk to former players, those old school guys, right? When I had those conversations, the conversation is brought up, does James Harden really care? And they don't question his love for the game because he has never cheated us when it comes to the regular season and his availability. But when it comes to the clutch time in the postseason, when it matters the most, or when it comes to him having to go toe-to-toe with elite competition, he always shies away from the moment. And to top it off, not only does he shy away from the moment, it's after the game would end up happening. We see him with Lil Baby. We see him with Big Mills. So one question is, do he really care? And that's a bad concern to have, and that's a bad picture to be painted about yourself. So when I look at what's going on right now, James actually have an opportunity to change that narrative about himself this season. Again, he left KD and Kyrie to go team up with Joel Embiid because he said that he wanted to go be with a team that had the same agenda as him, and that was to win a championship. So now he has to prove it. But yes, I have concerns, and I don't have concerns about James Harden for his talent. I have concerns about James Harden for does he actually care?
See, I have concerns too, Perk, and I'll take it all the way back to the fact that you look at all the guys that James Harden has played with, all the guys who are going to be in the Hall of Fame one day, and I'll start with Chris Paul. It didn't work, right? Shot away from the moment, didn't hit the basket that he needed to make against the Golden State Warriors. He had Russell Westbrook, didn't work. He goes over to the Brooklyn Nets. You're with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. You left that team. Now you go to the Philadelphia 76ers. First of all, you can't keep running. At some point, you got to stay somewhere. You got to stay put and play basketball. But I'm going to bring up some games, Perk, and I wrote them down because I wanted to make sure I was on point. When they played the Phoenix Suns, right, James Harden had 14 points. You can't be no damn Robin to Embiid's Batman playing the Phoenix Suns scoring 14 points. Went 2 for 11. Played the Toronto Raptors, went 5 for 12, had 17 points. Against the Nuggets, he had 24 points. But he only had 6 at halftime. Your Robin can't be that guy. One game against the Heat, he did not play. Now, the game the other night against the against the Milwaukee Bucks, he showed out. But in the fourth quarter, do you know he only scored 3 points in the fourth quarter? How you gonna win if you the Philadelphia 76ers if your Robin scoring 3 points in the fourth quarter?
Well, let me
mention Joel Embiid in that same game at the 6:26 mark scored a layup. He didn't score again till 49 seconds left in the game. How they gonna win?
Harry, you know what? You didn't want a friend in me. You got a friend in Big Perk for the simple fact that I see you love the game of basketball. And you probably was one of those football players who first love was the game of basketball, like my boy Swagoo. But that's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that later.
You played with my brother, Perk. You played with my brother in New Orleans, Perk.
Yeah, I did. But listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing about James Harden. I defended him, right? But when he had that matchup against the Brooklyn Nets, I expected James Harden, I expected Kyrie Irving, I expected Kevin Durant to take that regular season game personal. Guess what? KD did. Kyrie did. I mean, Kyrie Irving literally picked up James Harden full court from the start of the game to the end of the game. He took it personal. And so when I see James Harden and I see him in those matchups, and I actually tried to defend him, but I had to think about it, which made me go out and apologize to Kyrie Irving, because I thought, Molly, that I thought Kyrie had kind of lost, you know, his passion a little bit for the game of basketball until I witnessed that game in particular. So my thing with James Harden is that you don't want that narrative out there that you don't really have that care or that love about actually winning, that you only want to be a regular season guy that benefit what comes with off the court things, meaning what you do in the regular season, now you could benefit all the extra activities off the court. Like James Harden has to change that narrative about himself. And that's not just with me. That's not just with you. That's not just with Harry. That's what all the former NBA players are saying about him at this moment.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.